I could probably get sued for saying this. Okay, so not really sued, but it feels that way. Because once I figured this out, I stopped spending money on every diet, every pill, every plan, and every app. And I started losing weight, 200 pounds to be exact, without following the rules that they kept shoving down my throat. This one weight loss hack, diet companies would never want you to know. And let's talk about it. Hey, I'm Carrie, and if you're new here, welcome to my little channel. I've lost 200 pounds without calorie counting, without cheat days, without shakes or bars or weird little containers. And today I want to talk about something that's completely changed the game for me. Something that's probably going to make a few diet companies very uncomfortable. But listen, I've spent all of my life overweight. I have been morbidly obese. I have been addicted to food. I have hated my body. I have been on the floor crying in dressing rooms. I have started over on Mondays more times than I can ever count. And now? Well, now I'm healing. I'm still on the journey, but I have found something that works. And it's not what they're selling. Let me back up for a second. I remember one time, I must have been in my early 20s, I signed up for this really super popular diet program. You know, the kind with weekly weigh-ins and colored containers and points. I was so committed. I followed the plan to the letter. I ate what they said. I bought their snacks. I logged my food like it was my second job. And I did lose weight for a little while. But you know what else happened? I started obsessing. I counted points instead of listening to my body at all. I would save calories during the day so that I could splurge at night. I felt guilty if I ate a banana because it wasn't low carb. And worst of all, I was hungry all the time. And then the day came. Someone brought cupcakes to work, left them in the break room, and I told myself I would just have one. However, I ended up sneaking back in there and eating 5. Then I went home and I binged again. And I told myself I'd start over on Monday. That was the cycle. Lose some weight, get praised, feel restricted, binge, feel very ashamed, quit, start over and over and over and over again until I realized maybe the problem isn't me. Maybe the problem is the system that I just keep trusting over again. Now, I did actually come to this realization, believe it or not, in my 20s. I read the best book. It was Eat to Live by Dr. Joel Fuhrman. And it really did change my life. However, I am a food addict, which I didn't know then. And so it was hard for me to stick with it because every single person in my life kept telling me I couldn't do it. It was crazy. I was crazy. Do not do it, they said. They would say things like, well, we're not going to do it. And so I would be on my own. Bless their hearts, they did not know any better. And we can't do better until we know better. Believe it or not, the people that said that are now doing it with me. It was not until my 40s that I revisited all of this. You see, after 20 years of nothing else working and things just getting worse and worse, I knew something had to give or I was not going to be here anymore. That book was always in the back of my mind, and I knew it was the right way for me. It saved my life. So I revisited it, and I learned, and after seeing it work miracles in my life, miracles, I knew it was the right path for me. Since then, I've helped family and some friends with this lifestyle, and all are doing very well, and they enjoy it, and they're not calling me crazy anymore. It was at this moment that I knew that vicious cycle that I just talked about was over forever. So, back to the diet industry. Here's what they don't want you to know. Most diet programs are designed to keep you coming back. They want you to lose just enough weight to feel hopeful, but not so much that you don't need them anymore. They're not selling healing. They're selling dependency, because if you truly recovered, if you actually felt good in your body, if you actually lost weight and kept it off, you wouldn't need them or another app, another shake, another weigh-in program, or another slim down challenge. And that brings me to the weight loss hack that changed everything for me. Are you ready? Here it is. Nutrient density. Not calories, not macros, not portion sizes. I stopped eating for weight loss, and I started eating for health, for cellular healing. I stopped counting everything and started flooding my body with foods that actually nourish it. I focused on what I was eating, not how much. Leafy greens, beans, mushrooms, berries, cruciferous vegetables, whole grains, intact, whole plant foods with no added salt, oil, or sugar. And my body started releasing weight. The craving started fading away. My brain stopped screaming at me for food, and the food noise slowly faded into the background. When you're eating, nutrient poor food, even if it's low calorie or, diet food, your body is still starving. You're full, but you're not fed. And yes, as an obese person, I was malnourished. So, what happens? You keep eating, you keep craving, and you keep gaining. But when you start eating real food that your body actually knows what to do with, everything changes. You're not hungry 2 hours later. You don't need any kind of willpower to stay out of the pantry, because your body feels satisfied and it's not feeling tricked. It's not deprived. It is nourished. That's the part diet companies don't want you to know. Because if you learn to nourish yourself, you don't need them anymore. Let me say something that might sound harsh, because it's something I needed to hear. They're not coming to save you. There's no program, no diet, no supplement, no subscription service that's going to magically fix your relationship with food. You've got to get real about the root. For me, that root was addiction. I wasn't overweight because I didn't know kale was better than cake. I was overweight because food had become everything for me. My comfort, my coping mechanism, and my escape. And I didn't need a new food tracker. I needed a new relationship with myself and the food that I put in my body. One that wasn't based on any kind of punishment or restriction, but on respect and honesty and self-care. So here's what I do now. I eat 3 solid meals a day. Whole food, plant-based. No oil, no refined sugar, and no added salt. I don't snack, I don't track, and I don't cheat. And I move my body gently and regularly. I can't talk today, sorry. I prioritize my sleep, I manage my stress, and I sit with my feelings instead of stuffing them with food. And no, I'm not perfect. I still have moments where old voices creep in, but I've lost 200 pounds this way, and I am going to continue to do this. I lose weight every week, and I know that I will eventually reach my goal, and I will stay there and maintain. And more importantly, I have gained such peace and freedom, and I'm no longer waking up every day wondering if I'm going to fail again. I'm not ruled by cravings or shame. I'm not trying to fit into someone else's version of success, because I'm finally living my own. So yeah, if diet companies could sue me for telling you this, they probably would. Because what I've learned is this: you do not need another diet. You need freedom. Freedom from the counting. Freedom from the guilt. Freedom from the idea that you have to diet to be healthy. The real weight loss hack: stop chasing restriction. Start chasing nourishment. Give your body what it actually needs, and it will start letting go of what it doesn't. If you've been stuck in that same start over cycle that I was for years, let me just say, I see you, and I get it, and you aren't alone. Drop a comment below and tell me, what is the worst advice that you have ever gotten from a diet? I want to take a moment to say I am so glad that you are joining me on my journey and allowing me to be a part of yours, because we're doing this together. Not perfection, not diet culture, not shame. Just healing. One meal, one mindset shift, one day at a time. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.